Boxing Fans here with Johnny Fisher. Johnny, you just told me you're starving, so I really don't want to annoy you or piss you off right now.
You're going to annoy me. I'm just thinking about getting a nice bit of steak or a nice bit of mashed potato. That sounds nice.
Let's talk about why you're here. Obviously, fighting on the undercard of Taylor Carabajal.
Yeah.
I pronounced that right, so I'm quite.
Pronunciation.
I like that. But yeah, how you feeling? You know, leading up to another fight. It's something that's sort of a building development with yourself so early on in your professional career.
Yeah, just it's another one on the journey. I've just got to get it done. I'm getting used to the process now. Just got to get the win. That's the most important thing. All this stuff it's important, but it's not as important as winning on Saturday night. That's all I'm focused on.
Johnny, you know, I've heard people that have been in the gym and seen you spar and seen you in the gym and said this guy's a beast. You know, the way he spars, you know, he's got potential. The fight fans or the people haven't generally seen it so far because you've had to face a lot of awkwardness. Yeah. I spoke to Mark Tibbs and I said we have to make him that fighter where even if he faces a bit of an awkward fighter, he overcomes it. How close are you to that potential? How much more are we going to see from John Fisher?
A lot more. I've got a lot more grinding to do, a lot more learning to do. 23 years old in the heavyweight division, so young. And as you said, I'm doing a lot of learning in the gyms as well, sparring Joe Joyce, sparring Tyson Fury, Daniel Dubois, and that's where I'm going to progress just as much as in the ring. But that process in the ring can't be rushed because I've seen progression since the first fight to the sixth fight. So I've just got to keep that going. I'm not putting no time limits on anything. I've just got to do what I've got to do and don't worry about anyone else.
You've got a good little group of British heavyweights coming through. Yeah. You've got yourself. We just saw Fraser Clark that's there. You know, David Adelaide. You've got Solomon. Yeah. So you've got Fabio's going to be fighting for that British. And we'll see what he does after that. But yeah, you've got a little group that potentially, you know, if everyone sort of aligns and does what they need to do, we could see some good fights in the future.
100% when the time's right. The time's not right now. The time, I'll be honest. I'm always honest with my career and where I am. I'm off of Fraser Clark, Solomon. They're ahead of me in terms of their development, their experience levels, and I'm not ashamed to admit that because I'm 23 years old and I know where I am in this sport. 2 years ago, I wouldn't have dreamed of being here. It's just I've got a great support network around me. I've got great supporters who want to come and watch. That stands me in good stead, but I don't want that to get in the way of the fact I'm still learning at the very, very beginning stage of my career.
Do you want to talk quickly and move away from yourself, talk about some of the heavyweights and some of the talk that's going on? Eddie Hearn's talked about Anthony Joshua fighting Dillian Whyte. Yeah. You know, you've been around the game for a long time. You've sparred a few various fighters. How do you see that fight playing out? Taking into consideration Anthony Joshua's mindset, obviously, after the last fight, and Dillian Whyte sort of, you know, the way he is right now, coming off a loss, but you know, he's fighting very soon. How do you see that fight playing out?
I think that's a 50-50. I really do. Yeah. I think at this stage, it's anyone's fight. I really do believe that. We've got. I don't think we're going to see it next.
No, Dillian's fighting next, but the same potential for February.
Fighting Jermaine Franklin, and then Joshua will fight someone. But I think when that fight happens, if it's May next year or something, I think that's a great 50-50 fight.
Obviously, Tyson Fury, Derek Chisora, everyone's had their opinion on it, but do we feel like Derek can do anything on the night?
Still an interesting fight. I want to watch. I like watching Tyson Fury. I like watching Derek Chisora, not just as boxers but as personalities. They're great for the sport. So forget the fighting side of it. I'm interested to see how it all pans out, whether Derek's going to flip a table at the press conference or Tyson's going to come in as Batman. Do you know what I mean? So it's interesting.
Do you want to talk about someone you know quite well, Joe Joyce? I spoke to Mark just now. He said, listen, he's going to be a problem for anyone in that division. You've been around Joe. He is going to be that problem, isn't he?
It's the hardest fight for anyone out there. Even Tyson Fury, I think Joe Joyce, and I think Tyson knows it as well. I speak to Tyson a little bit, and what he said on social media, not that he said anything to me about Joe Joyce, I'm just saying from what I've seen on social media, he knows that Joe Joyce will give him a tough fight.
I saw Tyson actually wearing a Romford one of your t-shirts, right?
Yeah, we sent a few off to him and his kids to have in the camp and stuff. It's great. He's got a good little friendship with my dad as well. They get on really well. And we've got Tyson Ferocity energy drink. It's one of the sponsors on the back of the Fight Fans t-shirt. So it's great. We're just it's good to be friends with someone like Tyson, who I've looked up to since a young boy.
Cool, Johnny. I am going to let you go. Obviously, good luck on Saturday night. No doubt we'll speak to you very soon. But yeah, you go and eat, and we'll speak to you very soon.
Thanks very much, mate. Great to speak to you.
So, man, thank you.